The push continues against the Skaven menace. The Ratmen will fall. We have maybe 1, 2, or 3 more settlements to push. Supposedly this gets rid of them, but I actually don't think that's right. Let's look at that. No, faction eliminated, faction destroyed, but there was that one more empty settlement right there to the east. I think they tricked me. I have to assume they tricked me. I gave it to Emmerich. He was getting pushed in on by the Chaos Dwarves, so there was some conflict to be had there, but our attention was drawn to the north. A heavy, heavy, casualty-ridden conflict and against the vampires had started. Our oldest and most neighborly threat, I guess is how I would put it. They sat by our capital for years and have either declared war on us or we declared war on them. We brought in our allies, Kislev, and we decided to make allies with the surrounding factions because if vampires were going to be a resounding threat, while it would make our borders around our capital more secure, it would bring in more conflict because we would be on a war in maybe 2, 3 fronts, and that's not a good look. They want us to join yet another war to the further north, but even though the Winter Tusk or whatever they were, some big troll, something I would kill for fun, was a tough opponent and pushing them down south, even though I couldn't exactly help them. There's a lot on my plate. At least that's what I would like to think. So, they began construction. We just got the end is nigh. There's scuttling in the tunnels, while the manlings who told us about it, brushed it off as almost nothing. We, of course, know it's a Skaven menace, giving us 10 turns to prepare. That means I want to push Clan Skyer off the map as far as possible, or get them isolated to one settlement so they don't spring back up. That won't be entirely too difficult of a challenge, because we already have Skaven Blight. We just have to push, take these 2 settlements, and then they'll be isolated to the south on an island. While maybe not the smartest thing ever, and we will learn from that later on. It was about all I could muster as an idea or a solution to this Skaven threat. Then we're going to move on the last settlement over here in Istalia, correct? I think that's what the region's called. I have not left the... I know they're not the Mountains of Morn. I've not left our crag, our mountains for World's Edge Mountains. I've not left those since I arrived, so it's been quite a while. If I don't know the names of places or if I stammer on my words, please give me some benefit of the doubt. Short campaign victory, so we are victorious here. I just want to say that. There's no if or and. We won. We got the short campaign victory, so anything after this is me going for the long campaign victory or domination. Also, just to put it in here, I won't go off this scene, so I can say this. I am sleepy as hell. There's going to be part of this episode recorded tonight, and then in the morning before classes. Now, I'm reading off of a script, so the only difference you'll get is some tonal difference, and maybe a weirder voice, like a gravelier voice, but it fits for dwarves. We took another settlement, we pushed farther. They don't have a lot more to throw our way, as it were. We're pushing pretty hard with these Greybeard, Longbeard, whatever the fuck armies. Just massive existential dwarf armies, and they only have, 2 more settlements? And we have these massive, these are endgame dwarf armies. I mean, look at our economy. These are about as high tier armies as you can get without doing hammers and iron breakers. And then we are going to manipulate the economy. We're going to get money, which we don't need more of, but hey. We're going to also secure alliances, which is going to be perfect, especially if the Vermintide were to actually push up into our territory, which I am hopeful will hold our borders pretty well, but there is always a chance. So which one are we giving them? We're giving them that settlement right there, the fort one, and it's going to secure us a military alliance and a heavy stipend of money, which is great. And we've also secured, Reichland as an ally, who are one of the beefiest, I think, if not the beefiest other character, or if not character, then faction on the world map. I'm pretty sure they're rank 1. If they're not, it's Cathay or, Dark Elves. Ooh, I'm not used to that map. I've been playing on Warhammer 2. Lots of fun going back. But we've got this last settlement here, then they should be burning reserves and coming for us. That's why I like putting Slayers in these armies. We get free Slayer monuments because of what faction we are, character rack. And the reason I love them is because they just eat up casualties. They have no armor, literally, but they have massive damage and stuff. So they aren't eating casualties like a Cathay peasant, where they kill 13 enemies and then drop dead. They're eating casualties, I guess like a monster is what I'd compare them to, like the monster units that will die, but they kill 130 things in auto-resolve. I mean, not auto-resolve, when I let the generals resolve the conflicts on their own. It's because these fine-blooded slayers run in and fight of their own volition. I wanted a military alliance. They didn't want it, even with the settlement, so I just gave them a settlement of money, that is. And we've got some more friends to be had, essentially. There's this dude up there who essentially only holds 2 fucking territories. And then we're making allies with the undead. They are untouched by chaos. They are immortal ancient civilization that's been around as long as my character Ack and the dwarven race. And I don't know. I don't think there's any reason to be anti Tomb King. I mean, yeah, conquest and the murder, but they're, not our foes. They're anti-chaos, I think, anti-corruption. They are just an ancient civilization that became old in a different way. They became dust and bones. We've got to go claim what was taken from me. So we're going to head on over here. Let's see. There we go. They appeared. Slayers I see before me are... No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to read it out. The vampire stands there. Yeah. We're going to use fucking spells, magic, whatever. This is the point of this episode. The third episodes, if I do a third episode series, is always just to show off the army. Let's be honest. I'm not playing this to... We've got the short campaign victory. This is me showing you guys my toys and what came of, having an army. So we're going to push in here. We're going to do pretty fucking good, to be honest. I don't think we're going to have any issues here. So we're just going to send in our runesmith, our all of our slayers, our lord. Our lord, in all honesty, could maybe do this solo, and it's not me fucking around. Our lord is a beast if there's ever been one. Only issue with our slayers is that they are meeting an honorable death in combat, but they're hitting their heads. Like one of our slayer units just got took the fuck out by our artillery, which is stupid as hell. it shows me being a bit of an incompetent commander, but y'all know it's true. I'm not the best commander. I'll never claim to be. I'm getting better at it every day. I will willingly say that. But outside of that, precision and intelligence on the battlefield are not exactly my forte. While I am a beast and I'm good at army comp and I'm good at territory management, auto-resolve is my friend. But, content. So, our slayers are sieging these fine beasts that attacked us from behind. Not that it mattered all that much. We're doing just fine. We're even retreating some of our units that got caught in the conflict or caught in the crossfire. We're going to pull them out and pull them back so we can push back forward against what is left of their crumbling army. But the only issue with that being that our slayers don't break, so it just gives them a chance to die. But I think our Lord breaks. No, he's unbreakable. He is for sure unbreakable, just knowing him. I mean Lord, I mean me, the High King. I don't know how much more powerful I can get, but I think we're going to see it. I mean, I'm nearly level 50. I'm an absolute unit. Ooh, who is this? They're attacking my ally at my settlement, so we'll garrison our troops out there to help them. It's no harm, no foul. And then I think some are going to bring some more conflict to us. Either way, it doesn't matter. We are seeking out the conflict. We are doing these quest battles. We're going to keep sieging and retrieving our artifacts, which will help us become the king that I know I can be. The absolute powerhouse with all legendary gear. Just a monster. Not that I'm going to be the one facing down, the rat menace or anything. That's going to be a different legendary lord. Hello from morning me. We're back for, not morning me, afternoon me. Went to classes. Well, you know what? It's a battle. I can talk about shit. Went to classes, talked to my professor. Luckily, he was kind enough to let me redo a quiz I absolutely bombed on. I don't really think I should have bombed. I should have gone like a 90. But some of the questions were fucking stupid. Like if you invest with assured gains, which doesn't exist, and it gives you this much. I checked the amount the inflation was. It only matched inflation. He's like, what can you expect? And out of the options I chose for it to stay the same or grow greater, like the value of your money. But nope, the only option I should have selected was grow greater. And then for like, oh, inflation has increased. Who does this affect? And it was like, the consumers, low income, all the who doesn't it affect? And I was like, there was the lenders, and then there was like the people controlling the inflation. Like, I'm like, it's the lenders it doesn't affect because they're lending money. Interest rates going up affects them positively. Was what like the question was, like, who doesn't it negatively affect? And it's like, it doesn't negatively affect the people at the top. I'm like, aren't they trading like human souls or something? Like, I don't think they're trading in money. I think they're like, yeah, I got this prime innocent soul. I'm here to give it to you. Not trying to say that people in power do that, but me as a fine Slayer King know how these manlings grow corrupted by chaos. But I myself as an autistic, a dwarf, know that is in fact nothing my fine articulate race would fall for. Yeah, no, I'm not sure why I did this. I created firing lines, which is alright usually, but we're slayers, so we're not exactly, the hardiest infantry to hold a line, but we were kind of beasts, and we kind of did hold the fuck out of a line. Except for the fact that we put one of our artillery pieces behind the other, which usually, if it had a higher arc, would be nice, but I think these flame cannons were a bad choice with high splash damage. We should have done like the giant crossbows or something. If I were to do this again, I would do the giant crossbows just because they can, hit single targets, and these are dealing the most massive splash damage ever. I kind of just let them get jumped because I was pissed at them. I'm like, why the fuck are you guys, like... I literally exploded my own guy. Dude, I was fucking pissed at those guys. But we've got a lot of Slayers. They're going to go out. They're going to do good. I mean, our, what do you call them? Our Iron Drakes and our Troll Torpedoes are going to absolutely eat these dudes alive. No question about it. I mean, our Slayers aren't going to die either. These things are absolute beasts. I wish there was more Slayers. I wish there was a Slayer hero. Oh, I wish there was a Dragon Slayer. So right now we just have Troll Slayers and Giant Slayers. I wish there was Dragon and Daemon Slayers. I wish there was the Armored Slayers that were talked about after the Araby saga, where they went to Araby and then they came back to the his friend's keep and he made up with them and they talked about Armored Slayers. I can wish and wish and wish, but this is what we got. And I've been looking into mods for redoing this campaign at some point. And there we go. I finished up my schoolwork between takes. I had to email my teacher. Outside of that, we got some more victories to be had. I mean, at this point, the vampires aren't a threat. I mean, last episode was more about the vampires, if I remember correctly. I might not remember at all. But it feels like last episode was about the vampires, or the beginning of this episode. This one is about existential threats. Over here, Grimgor, not sure why he's declaring war on us. We are an absolute powerhouse compared to him. And then I'm not sure, just to spite him, I'm going to go fuck up some goblins or some Skaven or something. Yeah, some orcs. I think these are from his tribe. Let's ignore the different banner icon. They're a subsidiary. We're going to ambush the fuck out of these guys. Just eat them alive. Let's be honest here. There's really no issue. At last, enough of the larking about. Okay, it's time to... Yeah, no, you guys are going to fucking love this. This is quite possibly the best example of the actual Slayer's might in the Slayer campaign. There is one more grand battle in this episode. And even on, multiple times speed to show you guys the whole battle, the whole strategy, it was a tough battle. But this one shows why I love dwarves, why I love the Slayers in particular, and then it also shows just like a late game dwarf army. At least for him, this is like coming up there with the highest, most ideal army you're going to get for him, I guess is how I would put it. Like, you aren't going to get much better of an army just for him, like, because you're stacking the Slayers. I still think Hammers and Ironbreakers just outclass Slayers 1,000, probably, even with him. But the upkeep reduction stuff, there's an argument to be had that is probably the best thing you're going to do. But either way, this is probably one of the shortest battles you're going to see. We get that essential ogre charge you get with your fucking Slayers running on in there. I gave him the speed buff with my rune caster. I'm pretty sure my king can't do the runes in this campaign. He might be able to. I think all kings are able to do runes. I think that's something to do with the lore, maybe. I'm not sure if that's real, but look at this. They attempted to flank, and they just got eaten alive, dude. They even engaged in melee, and my troll hunters were winning what's it called? Like, on decidedly, or on unabashedly they were winning. Beat the fucking dickens off these guys. Great as hell, but we've got a greater conflict looming, I guess is how I'd put it. Our Lord is up there. We're getting to that in-game build. We're at, 42? He's leveled. I finished the red tree. I finished the blue tree. At this point, anything else is extra. They come over here. They attack our, outpost settlement is what I'm going to call it. And they convert it into their outpost. They sweep in. They attack us. And our undead allies that we recruited and carted over here. These undead souls, risen from the afterlife to possess this sculpted body, died, taking out, lots and lots of orcs with them. A great sacrifice, a worthy sacrifice to be buried in our great catacombs is all I have to say. And in that period, these guys engaged in war with us. So instead, we rushed on forward to bring the fight to them, to face another great threat. Roughly the same power as Ungrim Ironhide, but instead of being on the defensive, I wanted to be on the offensive, make up some of the money we were losing fielding the armies to fight, Grimgor and similar conflicts. We even had to move over some of our armies that we'd use to face the zombie menace, like this. That's Clan Scryer, not zombies. We had to move some of those great armies over to the east here. They'll fight these guys. Look, we've got 3 great armies there. Probably in reality, I could beat the fucking britches off these guys. But our garrison, everything else was doing us good. And we've got a couple more settlements to grab, I think. And literally 4 more turns of this great siege of their wog. It's going to fail. Our dwarves are holding true. We're losing many in the line of battle, but in losing them, their brothers, their sisters, their sons are becoming slayers to avenge the family, is what I like to think, or the citizens of this town are becoming slayers. And we're able to recruit them to then go back and fight some tougher battles. And then, we've got 3-4 more settlements of the our Chaos Dwarven Brotherhood. Now, if you see us auto-resolving, that is not because I'm lazy. I actually wanted to do some battles with these guys to, get a great battle sort of dynamic. Here's the great siege I wanted to talk about. This is Dwarven might of, without artillery. This is some fine Dwarven might. But, point being, Chaos Dwarves absolutely fucked me up in battle. For some reason, they had higher armor, higher damage, everything. They're a newer faction. Dwarves have not been reworked since, fucking Warhammer 2. It's absolutely insane. But, point stands. This is a good siege, and it will be a good long defense that I wanted to put in here. So that's going to be fun as hell. It really is going to be fun. So I thought maybe one ghost hero would probably be enough to fuck up that other gate. Or maybe it wasn't even a ghost hero. It might have just been a rune guy. But I thought he would for sure be enough to rough up that one gate. Seems they were sieging all 3 of my gates over there. Then they were sieging my one gate back there. There was going to be some trouble to be had. Some goblins or Skaven to be killed. This is the in-game crisis, by the way. We are in full crisis. They had bombardiers fucking me up. I used what little artillery I did have, which sucked. I know. I should have had way more artillery. I should have been way more whatever about. But luckily enough, they nuked away from my main group, attempting to get in the back to get to our victory point, which was right after the update. So I was pretty sure. I sneezed pretty gosh dang bad. That's the issue with these longer episodes. I have scripting for the next, let's say 10 minutes if there's 10 more minutes. I can maybe draw out what I have in the script till then, talking some more about Slayers, talking some more about Godric and Felix, talking about what happens, of course, and then I have, like, I know I'm kind of breaking the immersion, but I have kind of, like, notes to bring up so I can ramble about it on top of, like, my actual, like, what happens in the recording. But I don't know, these long, like, 3-4 episode series, while I love them, I do also just love the long, they're like a little bit longer, maybe even the same length as this 1 episode series, are pretty dang good. And there's going to be a big issue coming up here pretty soon, because we're dwarves, we've got what? We've got chaos dwarves, we've got dark elves, beastmen, Bretonia. That's about it. There's no Albion faction yet. There's no Araby faction yet. There will be, and they'll probably just rip the mods to do that. But point stands that once I'm done with that, I'm going back to Warhammer 2. Like I said, I've done it now. I've played through every faction I wanted to play through on Warhammer 2 already. And my first couple Warhammer 2 videos were just recorded in one sitting. Like, on a weekend break, just zoned out at my... Like, that's 7 hours of footage. Now, it's going to take me, fucking 21 hours to edit. Great, I don't mind. But then, it's going to be like a minimum of, like, nearly an hour. It's going to be like... So this was a 5 hour... 5 hours of footage in this episode. So it's going to be like, what? Fucking minimum like 40-50 minutes. I don't know, it's gonna be troublesome, but at least there's not 3 episodes of it. And then I was having recording software issues. My recording software competed with the older game engine of Warhammer 2 and just fucked me over, like completely fucked me over. The end of a couple of my Let's Plays, so like the last 30 turns were gone. And, I'm forewarning you guys, because if you've watched this far into this, this is gonna, this would suck to know, but I think my Throt campaign, the entire end of that one, gone. Like, actually fucking gone. And I wasn't saving. Like, so my last save is like 30 turns before that, which is, ugh. And then the end of my other campaign, the singer lady, that one got fucked too, but I was saving more regularly, and no issues after that, or at least I don't think so. I'll probably check here in a minute to make sure I'm not bullshitting you guys. That sounds about right. There's not too many more issues to be had. We're going to take this, we're going to trade it on over to Imric. Imric is just the bulwark of our empire. I don't want to be offensive, but, like, I'm a king. He is our defense against the Skaven menace to the south. What do you call it? The Vermintide to the south, the Morse Clan Vermintide. And he's just to defend our settlements. And there we go. Immediately the next turn. So I scrolled right on over. And I'm like, fuck. He does not have enough armies to defend me from that. Look, they were like completely sieging his settlements. He did not have enough to do dog shit. So we just denied it and then fleed. We have Lightning Strike, I think, so yeah, and then Clan Skyer gave us the most trouble. Like, this half of our empire was just under constant attack from these huge, heavily leveled Skaven armies. It was trouble, that's for sure. It was a tough-ass fight, but we fought it. And they pushed pretty damn hard against us. But we confederated a faction to the north, and then we went to go fight a quest battle to get the Uberschnatch 5 to come help us with the Vermintide, because their army, I don't think it's stated, but I'm pretty confident in this fact. Their army has a auto-resolve buff against Skaven. I saw it even here. Like, their army was not a beefcake of an army, but they were able to pretty haughtily is not the right word. This is not an erotic scenario. They're able pretty easily, pretty firmly, pretty staunchly stand against the Skaven. I was glad to get the Wood Elves out of there. Alright, yeah, I know this is a little bit of spoilers, but this is one of my little adverbs, one of my little put it in, but I was glad to get them out of my army. I played that Wood Elf campaign. That was like a week long for me, and I have not been Wood Elf oriented since. Like, I was just dead fucking tired of Wood Elves. I don't know why they wore me out so much, but just seeing them is like, ugh. And knowing I'm gonna have to do them in my modded playthrough, I'm like, oh, gosh dang it, dude. This is gonna suck. I think the point I was getting at last battle, but absolutely failed at because I became pessimistic about upcoming videos, is I'm happy as my Dark Elf video is going to be absolutely fucking nothing, and then my literally nothing, like I lose the shit out that campaign, and then my my next Dwarf and Chaos Dwarf videos shouldn't be that long at all. They should both be like, what, an hour long total? Sorry, like 2 30 minutes. Iron Dwarf, Thork Ironbrow, moved over from Lustria down here, down south. He's a pretty expansive dwarf empire, a good ally to have. He wants to build relations with us. He's hesitant, though, as he has every reason to be. Just gave a miss or eating us fucking alive. There's really nothing else to be said about it. They're absolute units. We have every ally against them, but anti-player bias. They're just going to focus us, which is bleh. It sucks, but it's alright. We're going to eat them alive to the south. Just make them a non-existent threat. And then we've still got this guy coming at us strong over here to the east. This is a bad war, and if this campaign had continued, there would have been more to the south. I'm pretty sure we were not south, more to the north. So we would have been fighting on the east, west, and north, which is fucking insane. I don't know what I would have done. I would have fought as well as I could, for as long as I could. I wouldn't have lost, that's for sure. We made Midland give us $1 to be our friend. But, I mean, look at these pushes from the orcs. They just took our settlement. They came after our armies that were by that settlement. We ate them alive, and we had to push back, take it. And we've got 3 stacks on all entrances to our mountain range. So this isn't, a weak army by any means, but we aren't sitting with like a doom stack, like 3 doom stacks. We're sitting with 3 good armies, and they're still getting eaten alive in the squabble. It's absolutely insane. We took back our settlement. We had to re-recruit. I think how this campaign would have gone is I would have had to move my king to the east. He would have moved up, because he's the legendary lord. He would have killed all of the Chaos Dwarves, and then in the end, who do you call it? He would have killed the orcs too, and the Chaos Dwarves, and then I think I would have just kept holding out against the Skaven to the west, and eventually, a long time from now, I would have gone over and have taken that area from the Skaven. Look at this, though. Easy enough battle. Let's go ahead and take it. No. I'm going to wait for them to come out to us, I guess. And they did come out to us, and we did still lose the unit. Might as well have not wasted the turn. But, I mean, they have shielded troops. They're an absolute beast. I was lucky to get away with what I did get away with. So, just checked it in my footage. While we're ending up this episode, like I've said, we're going to fight back against some of the Skaven. I'm going to start doing what I said I'd do with, pushing to the up in the east and then pushing to the west, holding out. And just while that's going, I'll recap you. So, my Vampire Coast for Warhammers 2 is fine. You're just missing like 15 turns. But then it's my Throt campaign. You're missing roughly 80 turns. It sucks. It's really unfortunate that happened, but it is what happened. And I won't let it happen again. I'm apologizing in advance. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or whenever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's all right. Thank you guys for enjoying the episode. Thank you guys for the higher viewer retention as I am speaking. In the future, when this comes out, I hope it'll be way higher. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. I love getting to make YouTube. I love doing all this. I will always have positive affirmations and positive words for you guys because you guys deserve it. It's insane the amount of dedication I'm able to put forward and then the return I get on that. It doesn't feel like that in any other path of my life. Like, even school feels worthless sometimes. I'm going to do school. I'm going to finish college. But, it feels like I do all this shit for what? To work a job and die? It sucks. But, point being, I get return. I get gratification. This is my other thing. Like, other countries have pubs. They have, socialization stuff. This is what gives me that, socialized happiness. Knowing I made something and you guys enjoyed it means the fucking world to me. And I can't express it enough, nor will I ever be able to express it enough. So thank you guys so